Okay, welcome everyone. I'm really excited to be here, right? I'm also excited to do this. I'll be speaking to us about public speaking. My name is Adeswa Oni, the stepped up nurse, and this recording right here is for everyone that wants to be a public speaker, right? It's for everyone that wants to be a public speaker. So, this video is officially an introduction, right? It's officially an introduction. Now, this training has already held. Some people have already experienced this training. I believe that some of us already know that. Some of us has experienced this training one way or the other. We already know that this training has held for some people, but some people said that they want a recording to the effect, and that is why I decided to re-record all over again so that we can have the content for future purpose, right? So welcome. I am Adeswa Oni, the stepped up nurse, and I train people. I'm the CEO of Stepped Up Global Consults, and Stepped Up Global Consults builds up professionals for extraordinary impacts. Everything we do on social media is to help people become more impactful and to help them also make extra income, even as they make impact in the lives of people, right? I am a person that always encourages people to not just make money, but also make impact. So whatever it is I do, I make sure that I involve both, right? It will be sad if you're making impact and you're not making money, and if you're making money and you're not making impact. So both of them go and they're very important, right? So I'll try as much as possible to make sure that this video is not too long. After this video, there'll be a second video, right, that will encapsulate everything, and I will try and make sure that we don't have a third video, but depending on how long it takes for me to break down these concepts that we'll be talking about, there may be a third video, right? So welcome to class. I believe that if you are watching this, you have made a sacrifice to be in this class already. Please do well to stay true to the end, right? And I don't want you to take this session halfway and then you now say, oh, I'm going to come back to it next time. I don't have time. Trust me, tomorrow will come, another day will come, and before you know, a month will be gone, 3 months will be gone, 4 months will be gone, and you discover that you have not completed the video and you've not carried out your task, because there will be a task attached to the video, right? Please do well to complete this video. Welcome. So what is public speaking? Public speaking, like it sounds, I've actually done this training for health professionals, that is nurses specifically, in a state hospital right here in the north. I live in the north presently, and I asked myself, yeah, there are lots of people that are losing out on opportunities to be leaders because they don't have a public speaking skill. And trust me, public speaking is a skill that you need in every area of life. In fact, if you're in business, you need public speaking. If you're in politics, you need public speaking. If you're a business, if you're working in a professional setting, in the hospital, wherever it is you find yourself, if you have the public speaking skill, you have the opportunity to ascend the heights very fast and climb up the cadre, get to leadership positions very fast, because people want to see people that can speak, people that can voice their opinions, and people that can reflect what Others are thinking in their mind that they don't want to say out of their mouth. They feel shy. They feel like, oh, I don't want to talk about this thing. If I talk about it, it may cause a problem, and I don't want to be the center of attraction. And then they stay back and decide to hold on to what it is they wanted to share. So now, what is public speaking? Public speaking is the act of communicating your idea or your message or your information to an audience. Talking to your audience is public speaking, and it is done in the public. So when it's done face to face with just one person or in your house, it's not really public speaking. But when you're standing before an audience in the public, especially in the public, right? You're speaking to an audience of maybe 5, 10, 20, 100, 1,000, and so on and so forth, number of people. That's public speaking. So it could either be informal or formal. It could be verbal and non-verbal, right? When you're talking, you make use of both verbal and non-verbal um, elements. We are going to talk about those elements. So that's why I asked you to make sure you stay with me to the end of this video, right? Because a lot of things are involved when you're doing public speaking, right? Now, this is about my 10th course. I have a lot of courses. I'm a LinkedIn coach. I coach people on how to get on LinkedIn, how to optimize their profile, how to make money from LinkedIn, how to get jobs on LinkedIn, right? I also coach people on how to be their personal brand. My personal branding training is 4 years old. I started training people on public speaking in 2025. But I started training people. I have a speaking course called Speak Like a Pro, helping them to build a brand by sitting in their house, creating content, videos especially, and audios to build their brand, to promote their business, to impact lives, to make extra income using social media. So you can speak virtually. That's because I've sustained that course since 2022 also, and I've trained a lot of people and certified them. Stepped Up Global Consult is the name of my establishment, duly recognized and registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria, right? So I've certified a lot of professionals, right? And if you want to sign up for that course, it is available, right? And then this course is public speaking. There's a thin line, not too thin. It's quite different, right? Public speaking is quite different from virtual speaking, but basically you still need, there's an interposition of some of the skills you need to put forward both, right? Okay, so why do people need public speakers? Number one, for inspiration. A lot of people need to be inspired. A lot of people need motivation. So because if you have the skill of public speaking, you find yourself in the front motivating people, inspiring people, and trust me, the world will always need motivators. So that goes to show that public speaking is not a skill that will expire, that people say it's not necessary. Why do I need it? You need it, and the world needs it, and it is a skill that will not be replaced by even AI. Trust me. Though AI may be able to do some motivation and inspiring, but AI may not be able to get into the place of empathy to really understand and talk to you from that point of view. No matter what we want to do, artificial intelligence cannot be like what God created. But yes, we are using it, and I'm happy about AI. It makes our work faster, simpler, straightforward, right? I think almost every day. So trust me, I'm not one of people that say, oh, AI is not important. It's important, but still bring in your ingenuity, bring in your your person, right? Bring in your authenticity into whatever it is you want to do, right? Now, number two, we need public speakers for education and for awareness. You need to create awareness about things, and if you want to create awareness, most times you come up to the front to speak to people, right? Now, number three, you need public speaking for communication and connection. Most times you want to really communicate and connect with a lot of people, maybe 10, 20, 50 people at once, and pass across a particular message, you need public speakers, right? Number 4, you need public speaking for personal growth and development, right? Public speakers help people to build their confidence, like I do. I've been able to help a lot of people come up to the front, right? I'm going to attach a link to the same place where you are going to find the link of this video. Click on it and you are going to be able to watch a few of the people that are really timid, really timid professionals that have helped to step out from their shell. Yes, they've not become established public speakers, but at least they've discovered that yes, they can actually take the first step. They are willing to start, and I make sure that they started, right? So you'll be getting practicals that will be similar to that which you are going to carry out in this training, right? This is just the introduction. This is not even the master class, trust me. But in the master class, you are going to learn how to make money from public speaking, basically how to charge people for your public speaking skill, and when they invite you for programs, right, as a public speaker, how to charge them, what to charge them, and then how to build your portfolio or a brand around public speaking. So please, if you're watching this, plan, budget, save towards the masterclass. You just have to be there. If anything brought you to this class, then you have to be at the masterclass. Very important. Please take it from me. This is not even about selling. This is not even about selling my offer. This is something that even when you're done taking the course and I'm done spending the money, it keeps speaking for you, right? For eternity. Now, the next thing and the last I would like to say is it brings about entertainment and engagement, right? It helps you, to come out, entertain people, engage your audience, connect with them, and make yourself accessible, providing your experience, your uniqueness, the uniqueness of your experiences. Because if you don't open your mouth to share, people will not know what is unique about you. And then all of these points I've made mention of, try and see how you can infuse it into your business, infuse it into your personal development, infuse it into your career. You see that you cannot actually do without public speaking and without public speakers. So if you are that public speaker, you are going to be an hot cake. Don't look at the fact that there are lots of public speakers out there. Trust me, the world needs you, right? Yeah. So what are the fields where we need public speaking? You may say, okay, I don't think in my field we need public speakers. Trust me, we need public speakers in your field, right? Number 1, in business and entrepreneurship. Number 2, in politics. Look, let me go a little bit into that business. Sometimes you may need to sell your offer. You may need to pitch your ideas to investors. And what will make that investor to decide to select you, to decide to invest into your business? Maybe the way you pitched. If you don't have public speaking skills, you may not do well in that area, despite the fact that your idea may actually be fantastic, right? Now, number 2, you need it for in politics and in governance. There is hardly any governor you see or any political person that will not have a reason to do public speaking. You will just have to step out and speak at some point in your career as a politician or as somebody in governance, right? Number 2, in education, you need it to inspire students, right? You need it to teach, to mentor. I do a lot of mentorship. I have a mentorship session. I have a mentorship platform for nurses, right? A lot of nurses are on that platform, and every day, every week, every month, we do activities that help them become better. When people climb on your shoulders, they do not go through the same mistakes you went through. They don't need to go through the hardship you went through. We want things to get better. So because I want my profession to get better, I decided to start mentoring nurses like myself, right? So if you want to get into the mentorship platform for 2026, let me know, right? And then you'll be added. It's actually free, but trust me, going from 2026, it might become a paid package. It depends on how the spirit leads, right? Number 4, you need it in law to argue your cases, to negotiate, to communicate with your clients, right? Number 5, you need it in medicine and healthcare. You need to communicate with patients, with families, with with the healthcare teams. You need to open your mouth and speak and make your point of view known, right? Now, number 6, you need it in media and entertainment, right? A lot of people come out there, you call them comedians, they make you laugh. That's public speaking artists. If they are not good in their crafts, you will not even end up laughing and getting entertained. So instead of you paying to those people to entertain you, why don't you become the person that people pay to? So either be inspired, be entertained, be inspired, right, or be motivated, right? Because you can be there are different specialties in public speaking, right? Now, we also need public speaking in academia and in research, right? You need it in leadership and management. There is no how you want to motivate your team, communicate your vision to your people, or drive a particularly powerful change without doing public speaking, right? You need it in your NGO work, your non-profit work or advocacy, right? If you want to raise awareness, you want to raise funds, you want to support a particular cause, you need public speaking. Like, for instance, I'm also a founder of an NGO called Pregnancy Support Foundation. We started in 2021 February. We started online and then we moved on to the physical space where we go to communities to enlighten people about pregnancy. We have health teams. We have different teams in different states, and we have state coordinators in charge of all those things, right? And what we majorly do is to organize medical outreaches. But for those outreaches, we need funding. So if we cannot go out and pitch our ideas and talk to people, face people, talk about our ideas, we will not get funding. Though we've not gotten all the funding we need, we still need more funding. We need investors. But it's public speaking that is a skill we need. So if you are thinking about going into a non-profit or starting an NGO, this is the course for you. You need to be here and here with a lot of confidence. So let's go to advantages of becoming a public speaker, right? I know that most of us know those advantages, and I've even mentioned them in the process of talking to us. So I'm going to just run through that, right? The material I'm using for us is the same material we are going to receive. Everyone is going to receive this material. So when you're going through the material, you can also watch the video at the same time. You will discover that I'm going with it nearly step by step, or approximately step by step, right? So number 1 advantage is confidence. It helps you to build your confidence. So if you have problems with building your confidence, this course is for you, right? And it's something you need to keep building. When you take this course, that's not going to be the end. You need to intentionally and intelligently keep looking for opportunities to speak in the public so that you get better, right? Number 2, it improves your communication skills. There is no how you engage in public speaking that you not become better at articulating your ideas, articulating your thoughts to people and your opinions clearly, right? At the beginning, it may be difficult, but the more you do it, the better you will be effective at this skill, right? The next thing I'll talk about is leadership skills. Public speaking helps you develop your leadership skills. It helps you to motivate and inspire others. And look at all the pastors we have in the world. If they did not have public speaking skills, or they did not make themselves available to God to actually draw out those skills, or for God to make use, because God uses our talents, God uses our skills. God is the one that put the talents there, He put the skills there, He put the knowledge there. He gave us the grace and the enablement to have access to those talents, or to have access to that knowledge. So He wants us to also use it to be a blessing to other people, right? So another advantage is leadership skills. It helps you to develop strong leadership skills, to empower others, to inspire, to motivate other people, right? Another advantage is networking. It helps you to have access to networking opportunities, because if you cannot speak, how would you network? You'll find yourself locked up in your room deciding to shut up instead of speaking. So when you meet new people, you can build relationships more intentionally. You can expand your professional network, right? Okay, public speaking also helps in personal growth, right? We are done with networking. We are now on personal growth, right? So you will not say, oh, okay, I don't think I need public speaking for all those things she have mentioned. What about personal growth, right? What about personal growth, right? Public speaking helps you to overcome your fears. You build confidence, you are becoming more self-aware, and it improves your overall growth, right? Next thing, career advancement. Everybody wants to advance in their career. I don't know of anybody that is a career person that wants to go down. I don't think there's anybody like that. Nobody wants to go down. Everybody wants to go up. Now, it also increases your visibility, right? If you are in a field, in business, and you want to increase your visibility and your credibility, you need public speaking, right? So it helps you to establish yourself as an expert. If you are in a room full of people, about 100 people that are all nurses, the one nurse that steps up to the podium to speak will be the one that will be looked up to as an expert. Let that sink. In a room full of people, the one who steps up to the podium to present will be the one everybody will be looking up to as the expert in that field, right? So this is even enough reason for you to build your public speaking skills. Then number 5, it helps you to build influence, and you'll be able to build your persuasion skills, your ability to persuade people, right? It helps you to influence people, persuade others, helping them to achieve their goals and their objectives, right? A lot of people have a lot of good inside them, but they need somebody to pull it out. So sometimes they need to be persuaded beyond all reasonable doubts that you can do it. I know, I trust you, I believe in you, I know. What they just need is that infusion of courage and confidence. They're going to go for it, right? So you've been able to influence them positively, right? And convince them that they can go for it, right? Now, who can become a public speaker? Everyone. With practice, with training, with dedication, you can become a public speaker. While some people may be comfortable with public speaking, some people need to be intentionally building the skill. So please don't remove yourself and say, oh, when they're talking about public speaking, I'm not the one they're talking to. Please don't remove yourself from the equation, right? Now, let's go to elements of public speaking. And that's what we are going to do in the next video. So please do well to watch the next video. We are going to talk about the general elements, we'll talk about the non-verbal elements, and then we'll talk about the verbal elements of public speaking. See you in the next class. Bye.